Right now on WHAS11 News at noon, Kentucky parents say the justice system, failed them after their son's killer was released from prison early. The Tipton's reaction, the legal questions, and what comes next. Plus, some Louisville Ford workers getting sent home facing a shortage of a certain production material, the cause, and how long it's expected to last. And later, a Kentuckiana treasurer hit hard by the government shutdown, about to enter into its third week. What visitors can expect when they visit Mammoth Cave. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Tuesday at noon. I'm Brooke Hash. Our top story out of the Newburgh neighborhood, where a resident was hospitalized after an early morning house fire. Fern Creek, Okolona, and Jeffersontown all dispatched to the 4200 block of Monticello Road around 7 this morning. Fire officials said they did not know a person was inside until they found them during a search. No one else was injured, and the cause of that fire remains under investigation. Well, the family at the center of a growing debate over the early parole of their son's killer and the Kentucky law that allowed it is talking to us one-on-one in central Kentucky. Our Ian Hardwitt traveled to Versailles to talk to this family of Logan Tipton.
That's number 63, Aiden Tipton. It's the same number his brother Logan wore during his first year of football at age 6.
And I often wonder, how big would Logan be? What would his temperament, his personality be like? Would he still be the same gentle, loving little boy?
Ronald Exantis admitted to taking Logan's life one dark night, December 7th, 2015. A jury found him not guilty due to insanity. He was sentenced to 20 years for assaulting Logan's sisters with a knife and his father, Dean.
They said Ron had a mental break. We've had multiple mental breaks over the last 10 years. It never once gave me the right to go out and commit a crime.
Exantis served 7 years in a Kentucky prison. He got out early because of state law.
Put your hands behind your back, Ron.
Yes, sir.
A Florida sheriff arrested Exantis a week after his release for failing to register as a felon.
I get up every morning and get on the Marion County Sheriff's Department website, pull up the inmate list, type his name in just to check and make sure he's there.
Logan's mom, Heather.
It's just, honestly, it feels like it's just been a mess from the start. It wasn't handled correctly by anybody. This guy crossed state lines and committed a murder. I think that makes it federal.
The White House stated it's investigating the case, but hasn't provided any details or contacted the Tiptons. They also weren't told about the parole board vote that unanimously called for Exantis to stay imprisoned.
As the victims, we have the right to be there.
Yeah.
And they never invited you to the
Exactly.
Oh.
We didn't find out about the hearing until after they came out and said, well, people at the parole board are being threatened.
They wish that vote held more weight.
If I cross paths with him, you're going to make me a criminal. And I will gladly spend the rest of my life behind bars to know that my family, that she is safe and my children are safe. Because he said, I'm going to kill your entire family.
Our Ian Hardwitt reporting, and he is working on a part 2 today for us later in the afternoon. Kentucky lawmakers have called for U.S. attorneys to try this case at a federal level. The families called for the passage of Logan's Law here in Kentucky, which would hold people found insane in court in psychiatric facilities once released from prison. Turning our attention to weather, a nice and easy clear day today, but we have issued an impact alert day for later on in the week, Matthew.
Yeah, we surely have, Brooke, and that will be for some strong to severe storms and some gusty winds. Of course, still about 5 days out, so we don't have the exact details just yet, but as each day gets closer and closer, we'll be able to nail down those details on what you can expect for this weekend. But we can say that we could likely see some strong storms and even some showers on the way for your weekend plans ahead for us, and that's why we have issued that weather impact alert day for us. But right now, nice, calm, and clear outside for you. Look downtown, beautiful blue skies. If you are heading out for lunch this afternoon, overall temperatures still into the 60s in some spots. 70 degrees in Louisville, into Shepherdsville, upper 60s, 68 degrees in Shelbyville for a nice, calm Tuesday afternoon for you. That bus stop forecast heading home We'll be into the mid-60s with nice sunny conditions, so we'll warm up about a few degrees as we head towards this afternoon. Eventually for this evening, well, we see temperatures fall back off into the upper 60s overall. As you look at those weather headlines today, nice and sunny, but also this week we'll have some cooler nights on the way for you, where we can see temperatures even to the 40s as we head towards the next several nights. And this weekend, we're talking about that rain chance and storm chance on the way for us as we head towards your Saturday and back into Sunday. High temperatures today, though, just into the upper 70s in most spots. Some areas further out west could likely see the upper 70s closer to 80 degrees, but still that low humidity is still going to feel nice and sunny outside. Of course, we are tracking that weekend rain chance on the way for you, and we'll time out what you can expect for the weekend ahead coming up in just a few minutes. We'll send it back over to you, Brooke.
Matthew, thank you. Right now, production of 2 Ford trucks at the Kentucky truck plant in Louisville has stopped. The Wall Street Journal says a lack of aluminum is stopping production of Ford Expeditions and Lincoln Navigators. A major fire at a New York aluminum plant last month is causing that shortage. The Wall Street Journal said other models, such as the #1 selling Ford Super Duty pickup trucks, not impacted right now. The Journal said a UAW official told members in a Facebook post the Super Duties may run short today, tonight, and possibly over the next few shifts. Well, the signs are everywhere outside homes near U of L's Shelby campus. They read, "Say no to Leaf Spring," a proposed child care center in Linden. So why is it getting so much pushback? Our senior reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez explains.
From our Sky 11 drone, it's not just the fall leaves that could soon be changing on this grassy plot of land on the left of your screen. Sitting beside U of L's Shelby campus on the right, a proposal to build a daycare facility here in Linden is awaiting approval.
With the traffic and the green space and the flooding, it just doesn't seem like a good idea.
But it's already getting serious pushback from the people living nearby. Dave Barker has 2 "Say No to Leaf Spring" signs outside his home on Old Whips Mill Road, and he's not alone.
40 or 50 signs in the neighborhood. And
Leaf Spring School has plans to lease the land from the U of L Foundation to build its 3rd early childhood education center in the East End. David Bufford works for the company that manages Leaf Spring.
It is incredibly important to help our children have the best educational opportunities that they could have, and we want to help provide that.
But Peggy Meyer, who's helped lead the opposition to the $4 million development, has major flooding concerns from the middle fork of Beargrass Creek, especially after periods of heavy rainfall like last week.
So the water was flooded all the way across here, all the way across the corner, all the way down. It was running like a river.
Leaf Spring Management says it has plans to build an underground water retention basin to alleviate these problems.
It is a more expensive system. However, we feel like it's going to be a much better solution, not only for our plot of land that we're looking at, but also for the community as well.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You know, we accepted that the drainage and would be maintained and contained on the U of L Shelby campus, and we're being told that again here, but I don't think that's going to happen.
You also have folks like James Martin, who's worried about increased traffic he says the roads can't handle.
And that blind curve is just not a good place for it.
He's the mayor of Belmead, which for decades has fought proposals to build on this land the Shelby campus now sits on. Isaiah Kim Martinez, WHAS 11 on your side.
The Linden City Council now has to decide whether or not it'll approve the rezoning of that property. A public hearing is set for Monday. Meanwhile, the U of L Foundation shared this statement with us, reading in part, "An early childhood education center is a low-impact, transitional use that fits well alongside existing residential properties, maintaining a harmonious connection between the neighborhood and the Shelbyhurst campus." Today is the deadline for contractors to submit their proposals to repair this collapsed portion of Plantside Drive. The road between Bunsen Way and Caton Drive in Jeffersontown collapsed during last week's heavy rains and has been closed ever since. The city will review those bids before selecting the company to fix the road. The Community Care Campus is getting a big boost today. This morning, the Jewish Heritage Fund announced a $500,000 contribution to the VOA Community Care Campus's Young Adult Transitional Housing Program, which is located in the Smoketown neighborhood. The campus is currently building affordable housing units fit for young adults who make up Louisville's unhoused community. The Jewish Heritage Fund is also contributing $150,000 to YMCA Safe Place Services, which will operate the program once construction is complete. Safe Place has impacted hundreds of Louisville's youth, like Isaiah Daniels.
Without the guidance of Safe Place, Blueprint 502, The Spot, and many others, my experience on the streets would have been very differently. But thanks to the support of so many people, I was able to move into housing, find a great job, and also plan for my future again.
Those renovations will create 15 transitional housing units for young adults. Each will feature a bathroom and storage space. Last year, Safe Place assisted 158 homeless youth adults through street outreach, up from 133 the year before.